Hello, everyone, and welcome to another art session. Tonight I'll be doing some work on the Creatuanary, that's such a weird word, art challenge, and then I'll work on a little bit more of the comic. I've been working on it at work a little bit here and there, and maybe I can at least like clean up the pages I have. So I'll get those. Hopefully, hopefully the iPad still has power. If it does, we'll work on that. If not, I'll just clean up some pages I have. So, yeah. Giant Dog Man. That's not today. That's Mega. Oh, Mega Charizard's today. Okay, interesting. But I'm gonna Garcole. Interesting. I'm gonna look into that. Let me see. Garcole. Mythology. Interesting. The snail. Yeah, it's a. Oh, wait, is this what Final Fantasy VI started with? Is that what they got that? I got to check. That might be what that boss is. Interesting. Okay. I always thought that was kind of a random first boss for that game, but if it's based around this, that makes more sense. I mean, it's still very random, but at least it actually is based off a mythical creature, because usually that's what Final Fantasy does. So let's get some music. Hopefully not terrible like last time, but we'll find out. Let's put some classical on. Because maybe classical means classical today. Maybe. That sounds classical. The last time it didn't. So, okay. Let's get to work. Okay. Interesting. It's like a land octopus almost, kind of, because it's got like a. Its tendrils were long enough that it could like reach out of the cave. So this I haven't drawn a snail as a monster, at least not in a while. So let's. Okay. What is wrong with my computer today? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Why something more like. It's kind of funny looking at a snail and imagining it as like dangerous to a person, because they're. I'm watching one eating lettuce or like a little bit of a leaf, and it's like yum 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 yum. Although there are these snails that that might be kind of cool. I mean, it's probably not like this one, but see, that does not sound, guys. That isn't even from the list. Why is it going off my list? I don't understand why it does that. Sorry. Anyway, before I was interrupted by the computer deciding that it knows better than me on what classical music is, I was saying that there is a snail that is this it? I need to. This might be it. There's a snail that can like live in volcanic areas, and its shell is like me see if I can find the information on that one. Let's see if I can use that. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, it's the scaly-foot gastropod. Wait, no, this is it? Volcanic snail, scientifically known as... Well, whatever. It's a Latin name. the deep-sea gastropod known for its iron-infused shell and the ability to thrive in extreme environments near hydrothermal vents. And that's why they're kind of in... There's someone... I think it says that they're... I'm not sure if they're endangered, but they are, like, on watch for it because of how specific their environment is. So it sounds less like it's I mean, they are also, I think, collected for their color, or at least their shells, if not them. But they yeah, they're the fact that they're this, like, I just thought I'd share that. It's kind of a cool, like, creature. So let's see. They're really big. They're like, well, I mean, for a snail, they're big. They're like maybe like 5.5 to 6 inches or something like that. Maybe more than that. They fit in your hand, in other words. So that's quite big for a snail. Usually they're like your thumb. Well, there are a couple big ones, I guess. Muffin snail. That's a funny name. Okay, let's see. Is this it? This is an interesting one for sure. I'm just trying to find some interesting shapes for this. Because, like, I feel like I'm doing like a Junji Ito thing here. Maybe I can even do like a cone snail kind of thing where it's got the like it's a more, where each one of these tendrils is actually a mouth. So they open up like umbrellas, kind of, and just not umbrella, but like they kind of open up and encase what they need, what it's after. So it's feeling around with all these. Like they start out like slimy threads. See, it's purposely going off list. I don't know how to control that. Let me see something, because that's... No, there's nothing here that tells me how to play. I'll try, yeah. Hello, thanks for dropping by. Hope you had a nice week. I'm working on one of the creatures from the creature challenge this month. I thought I would do have a little more energy today, so I thought I would do one of these. This is this French creature called let me see the name of it again. Oh gosh, I'm gonna say this wrong. How do you pronounce that even? Cacole? I'm not even sure that's how you say it, but it's like this French folklore, which is cool because I haven't gotten very far in French folklore, so I'm curious to see more of those because I don't really go that far into that stuff. I guess I have seen some of this, but it's a apparently like this snail that hides in caves and would has these long tendrils that would reach out of the cave and grab nearby explorers. I believe that the first, well, maybe not, because that creature has magic and these don't have magic. But it might have been inspired. The first boss in Final Fantasy VI is also a snail, but I think that might be a different snail, because that one counters you with lightning. So I don't know if that's based around a legend as well, or if it's just this, but they just gave it lightning because it was a good mechanic for the game. But as I was saying before everyone got here, I was saying it'd be kind of cool to give it like perhaps like a main mount that's like a cone snail hidden in with all the tendrils, so it can like do it like a cone snail. It can paralyze. And I gave it this like igneous because it's in a cave. I thought it'd be kind of cool that it had the igneous snail body, where it's got like a volcanic shell, and like its underbody is this highly resilient I'm not even trying to describe it, but it can survive it near what was it hydrothermal vents, so they can live in really hot areas. So I imagine this creature could wedge itself into any corner of the cave it wants and then just reach its tendrils out of the cave entrance. And it said that you see the slime long before you see the snail, apparently. I mean, if it so I was thinking almost like a land jellyfish, almost, or a octopus kind of thing. Mixed with the cone snail. Like maybe there's the rest of them are like more sinewy, slime covered like tendrils. And then there's the one that has the spike on it that it uses once they get in closer. It's got like this one with a barb in it that it uses for stunning its prey once it grasps it. So I hope everyone had a nice week. Mine got a little better. So. But yeah, I haven't done too many French creatures from French folklore, so this is kind of cool. Getting a chance to do something different. Because everything else on here, let's see. Huh. Interesting. I swear. Oh yeah, Renard the Fox. I forgot. That's from wait, that's okay. It's a bunch of different things. I was like, I'm pretty sure it's not. Didn't think that's where I heard it from, but it's apparently it's in a couple different places. Because Renard shows up in Magicians as a villain. And if you've heard the short stories, you'd know why. Not a nice creature, even when it is mainly just a fox. It's pretty terrible. A legendary folklore horse. It's interesting that horses are like weird. There's a ghost horse that usually that's different. It's funny how many times horses are villainized. I guess it's because it's a very prevalent creature. Like, Grully. Appearance of the tree. Interesting. It's a type of dragon, I guess. Anyway, sorry. I was just curious. That might be fun too. Tarrasque. Anyway. Yeah, work on this. Some more. Get this body made more. Because its body's actually like got this hard like exterior to it, almost like little pieces of rock. I guess from like something that adapted for the heat. So it's interesting. It's a shame to hear that they're like so heavily like hunted down. But it doesn't say they're gone. It just says that due to the fact that they have to be near these hydrothermal vents, it's hard for them to thrive because they need those specific setting. So I had to look further into it to see if it's only that, but yeah. Yeah, I made a little more progress on the story for the comic a little bit. I'm trying to work on the city a little bit here and there. Wow, it actually played a song that is actually on the list for once. Hooray! I'm like, fall over in shock. Do 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 do. This is actually a hairbrush, but it kind of gives like the effect I want with the shell. So I've like these like lines of the shell kind of. Let's see if I can find a better one. Nope. That might be better, something like that, where it's like. Maybe we'll just try these. Well, we'll see. This one's. I might do this in monotone. I might make this all blue, or just a really dark color, because I mean it's a cave drawing. I mean it's a cave creature. It's not going to be colorful. Why? I mean that wouldn't make sense for hiding, or for like the fact that there wouldn't be light around it. Hello, thanks for dropping by. Working on this Lou Carcol, it's called. It's this French legend creature from legend, where it has these slimy appendages, and it can hide in these in caves and just reach its tendrils out of the cave. So I'm trying to just like almost make it look like a jellyfish almost, or like a where these tendrils are just, because it says it's very slimy, so I imagine that they're, and then I gave it like a cone snail kind of like trunk, kind of like they have, where it's like, I mean it's been their main stinger, so they can drag them in and then encase them with just the main mouth in there with their stinger. Because if it's eating bigger prey, it's going to be, I mean, even as a big creature, it would need something to guarantee that it could eat them safely. So. Hello, thanks for dropping by. Hope you had a nice week. And basing this loosely around a this volcanic snail, because I think they look awesome. They look pretty cool, and they live around like these really hot vents, so they have like these bodies that have like these this external like, I forgot what that's called, but like the bottom of their like foot, or what do you want to call it, their pad that they move on has this hard layer, so that like they can practically, not literally, but go over like the equivalent of almost lava. So quite heat resistant, which would make them perfect for caves. Maybe even give it like eerie, like big eyes. Like the opening of the cave over here, or like going down this way. So it's like, I'll add some more to the shell too, like has that, almost has like these like hard bits of rock growing on it. There was one creature in what was it, oh, Love and Monsters, or I forget the name of it. It was that one really cool post-apocalyptic one where the boy, it just pretty much starts with like he, in a kind of sad way, where he loses his family, but he like decides to like, he lives within this like one colony, and then like goes and tries to find his girlfriend, and then he helps, and then he kind of like makes some realizations during the journey, and one of the creatures he comes across is a this snail that had that was dangerous because of its size, but it had these kind eyes, and the people that were with him told him that's how you can tell that it's not one of the violent ones, is because if they look more like passive, they probably are, which is kind of an interesting thing that I'm surprised they never ran into a predator that used that as a trick, because you know how there's like butterflies that have like, or like caterpillars that look like snakes or things like that. You think that they could like make a false face or something and then trick people, which would have been a cool monster, but they never did that. But there was a the best part of the story, I think that the reason I love that movie is it's about a about a boy and a dog, essentially, because the main thing is he's on this journey for himself, but he's also like he finds this dog that lost its master, and he saves it from this giant worm that's like really known for being a very powerful hunter. And it was just, I might have to watch that again. That was a more recent movie that I really liked. So what was it? I'll look it up. Sorry, 1 second. What is it? It was like, yeah, Love and Monsters. That's what it was. It's really good. I'll be right back. I need to get some water. would give that movie like that, like a 6 out of 5 out of 10, but like the dog puts it up to a 7 out of 10, which is, I think, really not bad, because I think too many times people give things like really high ratings when they don't. When 5 is fine. 5 isn't terrible. It's not like this is a test. 5, I'd say, is about like what the majority of us. Something can be 5 and still be really good because of how goofy it is if it's average. So. Yeah. Do, do, do. But that's a good one to watch, I think, if you're looking for something to watch in the near future. With a story of a boy and a dog. And it's only like $4 to rent it through Amazon, and I think it's on a couple different streaming. I think it's on. It might be on Netflix. I forget. It's on one of the streaming services. I think I can't remember which, but it must be on one of them. Might even give it like a kind of interesting if it had like maybe like a. Just so that it blends into the cave, it'd be kind of interesting. I think it was almost like a tar, like a kind of black ichor kind of slime that it released. So like you stepped in it and you weren't sure what it was, but you just knew it meant trouble. Okay, let's get this bigger. I'll go on top of this for a texture, but it's supposed to be darker because it's just the look at that. Let's see where those. Is this it? No, that's just something different. Oh, here we go. The group brushes. Huh. Hope everyone's New Year's is going okay. watercolor brush is kind of nice for like almost like a interesting kind of texture, but like might actually try it out. Yeah, I like that. It's kind of like this, like still has that kind of like coarse surface to it, kind of like that. Volcanic rock idea I was having for this. Yeesh, come on guys, let's go. I said classical, but it doesn't have to all be super classical. Kind of want to have this like it's gonna have like an ethereal kind of feel to, and ethereal on kind of like and purposely kind of eerie feeling to it, like in kind of like Junji Ito kind of look to the style. And he did these short stories. A manga artist that he one of them was around this town that was cursed, and with his like, I guess I forget the exact term. It was, I heard it described as a math curse or something, or like some kind of like numeric curse where like everything turned into spirals, and like so like the some of the citizen, like really strange things happen, like people turn into snails, or like other really weird surreal things would happen based around spirals. It was very odd, but it's a very well illustrated. They tried to make it into a show on Netflix, but they ran out of money, it sounds like, during the first episode, after the first 2 episodes, and it kind of like took a nosedive in quality, which I kind of wish they had only just done those first 2 episodes then, because like it's kind of a shame when it's like you put so much work into those and then everything else kind of betrays it. But you know, at least they tried to like get some people interested in the story. Hopefully some people picked up the manga because of the series, because it's really well drawn. Apparently they made a live action, but I don't remember that being looking that great. It was not bad, but because it was Japanese, so at least it didn't have the curse of like Netflix to it. But because every time Netflix touches those kind of things, they kind of have a chance of fumbling them. But I heard it sounded like it was okay. Might almost give it, yeah, I thought I was going to give it like a cool gray kind of slimy texture, so that it has at least something other than just black and white. As being a creature that lives in near complete darkness, probably it wouldn't really likely have much color, if any. Unless there was any in the cave, I suppose. Like maybe if it's maybe these monsters like. Actually, I'm gonna check that out. Interesting. I always forget that too, that yeah. I guess this could be fine. I always forget that sometimes caves, because I haven't been in really any. I've been in a few, but usually the kind you can walk into, not the ones where you have to rappel down into, or worse, rappel and then squeeze into, which nope. I can't think of anything. Well, there's very few things I can imagine as scary as that. Getting stuck in one of those sounds like scarier than this guy. This seems more like something that would show up in the comic, because like something strange, but that was changed by the Fey magic. Just a regular snail that got mutated into this beast. I can't imagine it being a big threat for Grace. You know, I'll make it green slime. Well, not that green. Okay. Just so it's something different. Just a color that's, because I do like the yellow. Actually, no. Sorry. I'm gonna make a darker, like a very dark navy, probably. Would make more sense with it being an off, like a that color of like a grayish, a bluish gray. if anyone else has any interesting monster movies they like to share, I'm always like to hear other people's suggestions. So I do like those sometimes. I was trying to recommend some to someone at work earlier in the week, but because they haven't seen too many, but it's always just fun finding out what other people like. A good anime based around like not so much monsters, but on a bestiary kind of creature anime is called Mushishi. It's this spirit traveler that he deals with these creatures who are like not they're like as close, they're like a mix, they're like almost spirits, but they're more like as close as organisms can get to like just like being just energy. So they kind of have like a very loose form, like almost like jellyfish, like where they're almost like just like a living nervous system. And they but they have behaviors that make them like kind of like more like fairies, where they're mischievous, but they don't, and they do things that to humans accidentally sometimes, or sometimes on purpose, that are malicious. It just depends on their nature. Sometimes they're just like so surreal and supernatural. Like there's one that was a like cave, that it was a creature that like pretended to be a cave, and it like could trap someone within it and then just consume them while it fed them fake versions of reality of their life again and again. And I forget the whole thing. It was really surreal. It kind of made me think of that episode of X-Files, where they went and found that that giant bog where they fell in, and then it made them hallucinate that they were like being interrogated. Well, it made Mulder believe he was being interrogated, and kept like getting darker and darker into like how severe the interrogations were going. And I forget what it did to Scully. It gave her like different kinds of hallucinations, but the episode ends with them leaving it, and you're left to wonder, did they actually escape, or was that another hallucination? And it was one of the ones I remember more, obviously, because that was from like the 90s, like the late 90s, so that's quite a while ago. But it was pretty good. I don't know about redness though. You know, it might have like see shit. It's hard to say. I don't know exactly what kind of crystal. I guess it doesn't matter. I can even make them like just I kind of want to give it more of a crystalline kind of look for its body. I guess I can look into it. Maybe if it's blue, maybe these are more like a very dark purple, like almost like a yeah, that might be kind of cool, or even just like a light haze to them. And that actually might make a better slime. Like put a little purple in there too. Like bluish purple kind of look to it. Kind of makes it more nefarious because purple purple in most games and anime, or like at least with villain, as far as villains go, usually means bad. Because it's probably associated with like miasma or like toxins. So maybe give it a little bit of a shine, just so it has some. And then maybe not that. Yeah, that. It's bigger. Or then just put it in the cave too. So it's kind of like made its body kind of match it's absorbed some of the elements of the cave and kind of brought them into itself. Yeah, I kind of like that. Let's just bring that back to the Yeah, it's a interesting creature, for sure. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. Oops. Yeah, it's kind of cool. I like this. This is why I wanted to do this, is because it's just an interesting shape. Like, you don't usually get creatures that are based off of something like this. Like, usually it's like either serpents or like dogs or horses, like things that. So something, it's really unique to see something where it's a much more unique creature. In some ways. In some ways, such a basic creature, though, too. Like, not something that you'd think that would be necessarily turned into something, a cautionary kind of creature. Imagine it has its tendrils just all over the place in case it just leaves them out like a trap. And someone just walks in and steps right on them. And then it just envelops them with its mouth. Yeah, something like that, kind of cool. Like a nice mixture of cool colors with some yellow in there just for some extra like brightness. Maybe there's like a hint of light coming from somewhere far away. That noise. Maybe it's above, actually. Can make it one of these kind of caves, actually. I can even just possibly even yeah, maybe I'll do that. I'm gonna try that. If it doesn't work, then I can always change it. But I think if I take all these layers, oops. Okay, put them in there, and then I can just shrink it down. Yeah. We'll see. I kind of like it being more over here just because I don't want to do too much of the show. But try that. Worst case, I can always put it back. But this way I can add in like a an opening to the cave above, like so. Guys, what are you doing? There. That's annoying. It still can be like most of the majority of it is this is like dark silhouette kind of shape, but then I can just like that way I can add in this nice like opening that's the cave's going up into, so it explains more how something, well, it doesn't even have to, but like the point is like it can explain better how like something this big lives in there and can get in and out easier if it had to. Like there's just this like cave up there, kind of, or like the openings up there. Yeah. I like it darker. I want to emphasize how long its tendrils can get. Like they're like... reaching quite a distance up there. And they're almost like ethereal. So it's got like this like... perhaps it even has like... and disguises its shell to a degree as like the cave by having some of the ridges from the rock. Also, if it like hides in its shell most of the time and just looks like these spaghetti noodles of nothing that people might think are maybe even just like little creatures, like little worms, then they might look at the shell first and think that it's just covered in jewels and go for that. And that's how it lures in its prey, like a enticing them in. this doesn't really work. It's the wrong color. More like that. You want to go more. Yeah. That's weird. Yeah, something kind of like that. Looks kind of cool. Where it's like, and then I could just put a on top of it all. I could put like this multiply layer on some parts just to give it a little bit more. Yeah, more dark. Oops. Yeah, something kind of. I like this, where it's just this creature that lives in the darkness, and very little of it actually shows any light. except for whatever it needs to attract its meals. Whoops, no. Nope. Where's it? That's not. I'm looking for a glitter. Yeah, like sparkles. Oops. To give this thing kind of. Yeah, leads you astray with all these, like, the promises of riches around it, but it's really just shaving off bits of its shell, leaving bits of its shell purposely that break off as, like, lures. Yeah. Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Yeah, it's pretty good though, I think. Um, yeah, I like that. A bit like this, like light dusting of maybe even like. Maybe not that. Maybe not that big. Yeah, it's got like a. I like it. My dad might play around more with the, let's see. Multiply. Yeah, just adding a few more shadows in here and there, but I like the idea a lot. I figured this would work better because it implies that it doesn't really have a specific time that it hunts. It can do this whenever. By having it be look more like a possible like day outside. Yeah. too on the nose. I kind of want to just, maybe even not that, maybe just like, make it look lighter up there. So that's like a hint of like heading towards the entrance. Did not think I'd be spending so much time drawing a snail, to be honest with you. Not have guessed that. Okay, let's see. Save as Creatuanary day 9. There. Is it right? I think this is. Yeah. 1 second. I think it's. Let's see if I can just cut the middleman out here and get you some, free, or get some pages straight from my iPad over here. It'll only take a minute. I get some pages done from this today. Let's do a JPEG. And send it mail to me. Okay. Sorry, this is just like a second. I just gotta descent. I didn't know if I would get to this today. That's why I didn't do this in advance. What about this one? We'll take a moment. open my email and then we can get to work. Okay. Ta-da! Wait, what? Come on. Why didn't it send the other one? Okay, phew. I'm like, I hope I didn't send it to someone else. Ta-da! Bing! Save time. Okay. Now we can just do that. I can just draw right on top of it. Okay. Strange. This is them about to enter the city, so I thought I would. I might do a page in between this though. Like, is this the? Yeah, this is the second page. This is them at the city. I might make a page or two before they get here, but I'm not sure. I'm just trying to decide the pacing of like how fast it takes them to get there, because technically it shouldn't be like immediate because they're coming from the woods, so it shouldn't just be like bam, they're in a city all of a sudden from the woods. Not usually how that works anyway. And he's just explaining about the city a little bit and some of the things that she can expect, and like how city life in here is much different from what she's used to back home. As fast as he can, because he doesn't have much time to explain it to her. He's not sure how what surveillance is like around the city too. They could be being watched right now for all he knows. So he's like just trying to give her the basics so that she can go on a separate she can go on her own, so he can they can cover more ground while they're in the city. Trying to pursue multiple things, like he's trying to find they're both trying to narrow down her location, and he knows it won't one source won't be good enough. So the more they can get, the better. Move her over a little bit, actually, so she's not like right next to him. Because they're looking up at the city wall here. There's this barrier around the city to help keep all the beasts out that are like the mutated creatures from the forest. And it kind of is like a fly trap. It kind of like people have to pay to. It kind of traps people inside to a degree too, because then people have to like work towards earning the right to leave, if they can at all. Kind of messed up his perspective a little. So I forgot how I was drawing them here. They're looking up, so their bodies would be. Kind of like a little bit of a worm's eye view here. So a little bit of his body, his coat and everything's going to be skewering these back mostly. And yeah, more like that. We'll keep them smaller so that their dialogue fits. Yeah, one of the things that Cole Grace's brother gave Richard was these amulets that helped them get into the city. Because he knew that would be like a big issue for them. Is all these like barriers that the Sealy set up throughout the countryside to control travel. And Grace is going to quickly find out that she kind of stands out in this city with her guitar. So that's going to be the first big thing she has to do is... and she figures it's a good spot because music lovers would probably like her guitar and be a good group of people to like help her with information without feeling on guard. I haven't drawn her. This is a problem. I gotta get back to drawing her more often. It's like it's bad when I don't know when I get her hair wrong. Well, she has been in a few fights, so I can always make it kind of mussed up here on purpose. So she comes into the city a mess, kind of, and then like maybe the that on top of her guitar kind of gets her some attention. That she has to quickly like divert people away from the fact that she looks kind of like an outsider. And not that that's uncommon, but it's more like how much of an outsider she looks like. It's like she looks like someone from like 100 years ago. So like the elves and whatnot recognize her and are like, huh, that style kind of looks like before the invasion kind of style, not not now. You don't look like a student. It's their only way in and out, so like it's gonna be a constant threat that it kind of adds another layer of vulnerability to her, because like if anyone pickpockets her, she's trapped in the city, and there might be a threat of that. I might put something like that in here. That kind of stuff's kind of fun. Kind of like add some more tension. I do like this one where he's like, let's see. He just sticks his hand in there. She's like, wait, you didn't know if these would work and you did that? Why? Like, I'm 90% sure. Maybe. Kind of like trying to pass it off as nonchalant, like, yeah, well, okay, they work, good. It's like, what? What do you mean? Oh, okay. Like, why'd you put your hand in? Like, how did you know it wasn't going to melt your hand or something? We don't know. We haven't been here before. Have you? He just walks in like, doo. Hey. Glowing pretty bright. And she's just like, oh wow. Do. Like you did that. You were guessing. He kind of just goes right by her, and he's like, whoop, and right into wall. And it's like, wait, no, bad idea, bad idea. I thought you were the careful one. What's going on? It's like partly phased through the wall. Like, huh? What? Okay. Oops, sorry, I'm in the way. My wings are in the way. Gotta clip those feathers. Okay. And he's going to visit. He's going to go like look up some old contacts, possible or some trustworthy contacts, while she explores areas where like maybe there might be information about like where her mother's research base is. Because it changes every couple months, so and they're not really sure where the new one might be. Or where all the ones in that area are, so if they want to like narrow it down to a certain amount of places where she could be. And he's looking for someone that can help him find someone to use a spell to even narrow it down further, because obviously the more broad this is, the longer this is going to take, and the more likely they won't make it in time. So they have to hurry. Be right back. I'm glad I thought to import these though, because it's nice to get ahead on the story actually, instead of just like redrawing old art. Okay. I got a couple of you stick around with me. That's really great. So let's why don't I import the other one really quick before I forget? Okay. There we go. Yeah, there's the other. This page has got a little bit more to it. So, yeah, kind of like showing like she's showing the military, the elven military in the town as she's walking around, like how it's like just they're everywhere, like. What's going on? What? Eh? Me. Bum. we doing in time? Yeah, a little bit longer and I'll call it. Like, how about like 10 more minutes? I can't help it. It's funny when people put their tongues out while they're focusing. Hello, thanks for dropping by. Hope you're having a nice Friday night or Saturday morning, depending on where you are. Just doing some rough work on the comic, kind of trying to just rough out this page a little bit more, clean it up, so I can go over it one more time afterwards. But this is just like the first page where they're about to enter the city and kind of like go on their separate ways to find information out. So there's changing every page. I think I'm tired. Like I said, these are very rough, so like I don't mind that they're really. It's just to show like where they're gonna, like the rough idea of the scale and where they're gonna be and what they're gonna be doing. Because. Did I Oh, okay. Whoops. I've... Why is it saving it like that? Wait. What? Oh, okay. Wait. Why? Weird. I don't know why I did that. Okay. Weird. It's made me. It saved it as a JPEG first. That's odd. I don't know why. Oh, for new people that just came in, I did this earlier. Working on creatures this month, and this is a today's is a creature that's like this like snail from French folklore that like lures in its prey. I think I'm gonna just sharpen it up a little before I call it. Add some more sliminess to it. Slimy, slimy slime. Everyone doesn't mind the music. I think I just like this classical because it's better than what Pretzel doesn't have a very great selection, so this is the best I could find on here, really. Everything else is like this like hodgepodge kind of music, and some of it is randomly good. Like they have like random like one song that's commercial once in a great while, but most are like opened. If it's like well known like regular song, it's usually like classical. I figured was my best bet. So I hope it's okay. Yeah, I like this. I think it's probably a good place to call. I know I'm a little early, but I'm really happy with how this came out. So I think I'm gonna call it here because we made some good progress on this. I made some good progress on the comic pages. Like I at least got these two in here, so now I can work on those. But this is coming along nice. Like I just got a little bit more to do to this to kind of give it like a final like perfect look. But I'll play around with it tomorrow on my on the Twitch stream, along with I guess I'm gonna be drawing a Pokemon tomorrow because this was actually yesterday's drawing. And tomorrow I'm going to be drawing today's drawing, probably. Or maybe tomorrow's. We'll see. because tomorrow might be. Let's see, what is tomorrow's creature? Oh, the Dog Man. That's right. Lincolnshire Dog Man. We'll see. Possibly. I might do both because Charizard's not going to take too long. Even if I do like a more realistic, like what he would look like in my comic kind of look to him, it shouldn't take as long. So yeah, thanks everyone who dropped by. Hope you had fun watching, and hope you're having a wonderful weekend. So I'll leave it here, and I'll see you again on Wednesday if I don't see you tomorrow.